Welcome to the Movie Draft Podcast. I am Ethan Simi, and today I am joined by four marvelous / prepared / underprepared guests. First up is returning guest who is probably one of the most prepared, or at least more prepared for this draft, Bobbi Miller.
Hello.
And another unprepared guest, Danny Jarabek.
Wow, just blatantly called out right at the beginning here. Ethan, I'm surprised you brought me back because last time it was a pretty rude awakening when you said I was a rookie, I didn't have a chance, and
yeah, well,
we saw how that turned out.
We know how the sophomore slump goes, so I wouldn't worry too much about it, Danny. We also have two first-time guests on this pod. Des, welcome to the pod.
Hi. To quote the greatest movie of the 21st century, Twilight 2008, I know what you are. Say it out loud. Say it. Vampire lover and future movie draft winner. Me.
Wow. I will hand it to every time we have a new guest on here, they're like, I'm going to win. I'm here to win, which I am proud of what we've cultivated here on the Movie Draft Pod. And then finally, our final new guest, who I would actually argue is the most prepared out of any of us, Ema Sasic.
Yes, hi. I wish I could quote Twilight right now, but I will just leave that quote where we ended that quote.
Today, we are drafting movies from 2016 in a regular style draft, arguably one of the easier years to prepare for. A large swath of gems here to choose from that Danny has failed to prepare for. Stick around to the end of the pod. We've got a good post-credit scene that's in store for you. We've already all decided that will be happening. So this is our second 5-person draft in the month of May, which is really exciting. I will ask, I'll toss it to you, Bobbi, because you are no stranger to this draft. Do you think it's easier or harder with 5 people? Have you been part of a 5-person before?
The last one you did, I was on, Ethan.
Was that a 5-person pod? Listen, Bobbi,
yes.
You know, I'm hosting over here. They all blend together. I'm just trying to win. I'm trying to stay afloat.
It's good to know that these moments mean nothing.
Yeah, no.
I take these drafts very seriously.
These fleeting moments that I just disregard as soon as this camera goes dead.
Oh my gosh, it's like a week and a half ago, and you're like,
oh yeah, that's true. That's true, actually. Yeah, we did do the Best Picture Losers draft, which did have 5 guests. Okay, well, you have been part of ones that have not had 5 guests, namely the kissing scenes draft, iconic here on the Movie Draft Pod. So you do have good insight. Harder or easier with 5 people?
I mean, I'm not the best person to ask because I've never won. So, like, I come on these drafts just to talk, I think. I don't know why you keep inviting me on. I don't win. I'm not competitive. Like, I just kind of do what I do. So, like...
It's good energy, though. You know? I like that energy.
If you're me, it's easy. But if you're competitive, it's hard because, like, if you get put in the middle or last, like, you're going to miss out on some key time to get a good pick.
Yeah, no, I think you really hit it on the head there. And I think that's why I keep inviting you back, is because you're a strategy enigma. I never know what's going to happen in the Bobbi realm, you know? And like with Danny, I know what's happening on this draft. Des, Ema, less so because you guys are new. But, you know, you always got to have a curveball in the mix. Danny, you mentioned it. You are hot off the heels of the Movies About Movies draft last month that you unfortunately just swept the floor with everybody on that draft, me included. That was not an auction. That was an auction style draft. This is a regular style draft. How are you feeling about the change in styles here?
Well, I was really excited about the auction style because, like you already alluded to, I have a very strategic mindset when I try to go into these things. But as you already have also alluded to, I completely overlooked a good chunk of the important rules for today. So my research started about 4 minutes ago. It's currently ongoing. And we're gonna really see how well I can adapt on the fly today.
That's its own challenge. Look, I've been where you are, and I will be brutally honest with you. It's not ideal. You don't want to be there. You don't want to be ill prepared. So I wish you luck. If you do end up winning this draft, I think that's stupid. And I don't think you might ever come back. Speaking of people who have who have never been on the draft. Des, this is the first time that we are podding.
Mhm.
This is not the first time that we are talking, though. We have
No.
quite an interesting origin story. I met you in person at a used like movie store in Portland that I've been living in the city for 10 years, and I did not even know this store was here. But it's great to have you on the show.
Yeah, that was an interesting time because I was down in Portland for work, and anytime I go somewhere new, I have to bring home some physical media with me. It is
Of
an
course.
addiction. I have to do it. So I'm at this store, incredible store. It's called Music Millennium, and they have a great selection. I tweet about it. Something like, "Oh, like this store in Portland is fulfilling all of my needs."
Yeah.
0.2 seconds later, I get a DM from Ethan, gun to my head.
Yeah.
"What store are you at?" All caps, by the way. I'm like, whoa, you don't have to do that. I'll tell you where I
don't think
am.
I don't think I had like ever had we DM'd before that, or was it the first time that maybe like on we had DM'd
yeah.
about like things in Seattle because I was going to
Yeah.
Seattle, but never movie topics. It had just been like
No.
broad conversation. Yeah, it
Mm-mm.
was a little abrasive on my part. I'll give you that.
It was, but it's okay. He did show up. We did chat and buy some, physical media. He was like, "I need to go get my kids some dinner." And I was like, "Oh my God, your kids are eating Criterions
Yeah,
for the evening. They're eating Tom Popo."
exactly.
That's a pretty
but it
good
was great.
criterion to be
They
eating.
ate it and
No,
they enjoyed
exactly.
it. Yeah,
out of
They loved it.
any, that might be the best choice.
Exactly.
Father
But
of
it was
the year.
great.
Yeah. I try. I do what I can. You got to start them young on the physical media journey, and this is all an addiction that we all share, and we are all afflicted. So I'm proud that we have our support group here. It is true. That is what happened, and I think it was incredible. I also went home with a bunch of movies that night. I had actually just come back from buying a lot of movies somewhere else, so I didn't feel great about the fact that I was just like buying more right out of the gate, but when you see things that you've never seen on Blu-ray and you'll probably never be able to watch anywhere else, you kind of have to have them. Emma, I've potted with you on 24 Minutes of A24 previously. We've talked, we've chatted. I've tried to get you on this pod for a while. You've been either strategically dodging and ducking me, yet to be determined, but you are finally here. Welcome to the show. I'm excited to draft with you.
First of all, how dare you? I'm a busy woman. I'm a busy working millennial
You are.
woman.
You
so
are.
Do you keep those fighting words to yourself? No, I am sorry that it's been very chaotic at work. However, I'm very excited to be here. As we were chatting before we started recording, I have like pages upon pages of notes here because I wanted to be as prepared as possible and watch like everything that I have listed be taken up within 0.3 seconds. So I'm also ready for failure, but I'm excited.
Emma and I could not be more polar
Yeah.
opposite positions to start. Like whatever like the odds are, like if this is like a Kentucky Derby and we're like setting odds right now, like Emma is the betting favorite based on preparation, and I am the absolute long shot.
Yeah, what are you at though? Like, are you like 13-1, Danny? Like, what are we? What's the
That's
payout on
generous.
this?
That's generous.
Yeah, generous. Okay. When is Vegas going to take these odds? Like, when is Vegas finally going to realize that this is where the action's at with the movie Draft Pod?
Truly, if this showed up on DraftKings, I'd be all over it.
That would be a tough reality. I don't know if I want to live in that world. People could really do some damage to our reputation. We are drafting movies from 2016. Danny, I will start with you. Who were you in 2016? What did movies mean to you back then? Give us the full round picture here.
Oh man, I was thinking about this question today. This
because it's all you read from the doc, right?
That's
This
all
is all you knew that we were going to talk about.
Truly, I actually think this is what caused me to stop reading the rest of the doc, because it sent me into a tailspin thinking about where I was at in 2016. It literally says the question in the document is, "Who were you?" And that really got me thinking for the rest of the day.
At least you're taking it seriously. Like you're taking it very seriously.
Existential
it's a really deep
crisis.
existential question that you're posing at the outset of this podcast. Who was I in 2016? Well, first of all, I was in middle school in 2016.
Oh, wow.
So I was an actual child.
How
but
old are you, Danny?
You're a child right
Jesus
now.
Christ.
Please.
How have I known? I've known you for like 2 years and I don't know how old you are. This is shocking to me.
how old do you think I am, Ethan?
Well, right now I think you're 13. I don't know how old you are.
Are you 20? 21?
No, I am about to be 26.
Wow.
So a
Does that-
decade ago.
26?
Does the math
Wait,
work
Wait,
out
hold on.
here?
You gotta
do your
math,
I
Danny.
don't think the math works out here.
No, you're right.
2016?
Wait,
Were you going into
2016,
high
I was
school?
in high school. I was a junior in high school.
Okay,
this is
hold-
a-
hold-
wait,
this
pump
is
the
a
brakes.
disaster.
I thought you were prepared
Disaster.
for this pod. I thought you were ready for this question.
You don't
And
even
you
know
That-
failed.
I wasn't
at the
ready
only
for anything.
question.
I wasn't ready for anything today.
This is child left behind.
Yeah. This is,
Wow. Rewind. Rewind.
this is
the tape
exactly
here.
what I need, though, because I need Danny in a fragile headspace so he won't win. That's
I'm in
the thing. This is
more of a
perfect.
fragile headspace than I've ever been in any point ever.
I've never
maybe.
seen a man more frazzled.
So
Neither have I.
frazzled
This is
right now.
tripping you up bad.
I was a junior in high school. I was
Are
gonna
you
tell
sure?
a great story, but now it's like, wow.
No, I want to know. I want to hear the story.
Well,
it matters
okay,
to me.
So this the story I was gonna tell before I totally just messed everything up here was that 2016 was the year that I started going to the movies in a way that really became like meaningful, and it was the year I started collecting ticket stubs. So I actually have, for hopefully some of the movies that I end up drafting, have on the top of my desk here a collection of ticket stubs going back to 2016, which I don't really get anymore because just the way digital kind of operates with ticketing processes now, I really don't get ticket stubs anymore. And I was hoping to like have like a lifetime collection of them at some point, but they kind of stopped a few years ago. But I do still have 2016. I have one that specifically I remember getting is Arrival, which is like so like blurred and faded out. But that's when my ticket stub movie collection starts.
Wow. The origin of physical collecting pertaining to movies.
Yeah.
That's incredible. I love that. Your story did lose a lot of weight. The fact that you
It
messed
did.
up
It
I
did.
will give
No,
you that.
wow. This is maybe like the roughest anyone's ever started a podcast.
High potential. I've potted with you a lot, and like I've never seen you like this.
Wow.
At least you'll have time to hopefully like reconstruct the Danny image here before we start drafting. Des, who were you in 2016? What did movies mean to you back then?
Had me questioning for a second how old I was. I was a sophomore going into junior year in college, and school was taking over my life. I was like, damn, did I watch a movie in 2016? And I did, and I don't want to mention it because I don't want anyone to get any ideas. But I've been a movie lover since I was in the womb. So I know that 2016 was still a big year for me.
I love that for you. Similar of note for me, 2016 is the year that like I saw a very pivotal film. And I've talked about it before on the show. I'm not going to mention it right now for strategy purposes and whatnot. But definitely like was in the infancy of me becoming a movie person. Emma, who are you in 2016? Were you in middle school, and what did movies mean to you?
I very much was not in middle school. Unfortunately, the bags under my eyes can attest to that. Similar, I was
Apparently none of us were.
very similar to Des, sophomore, junior year of college, and always been a movie lover, but specifically junior year. Once I started junior year and I like moved into my own apartment at school, my friend and I like had a habit every Thursday night we're going to see whatever the new movie is in theaters. So it was a pleasure to like look back on a lot of these titles and be like, oh yeah, I remember when I was seeing that with, Kevin or my mom or whoever it might have been. So this was a fun year when it comes to just coming into your own and leading into the passions that I still have to this day. So this was a really sweet year to look back on.
Wow. A lot of personal connections to this year. So I'm curious how this draft is going to shake. Could be a very personal attacking draft. Bobby, what about you? Who are you in 2016, and what did movies mean to you?
So similar to Danny, we're the same age, so that's why when he said middle school, I was like, whoa, what?
Wait, what?
I graduated high school in 2016, and honestly, I'm gonna be different from everyone else. I hadn't really gotten into movies at that point in my life. I love the movies, and I've talked about before, like I had movies that I grew up watching, and I'm a big fan of Spielberg, but as far as like diving into film with a capital F, I hadn't really gotten to that point, but I knew that I loved movies enough to when I went to college, I ended up studying film. It was one of my minors. So it was like my love of movies was kind of like hazy in the background. And so this draft was actually kind of hard for me because a lot of these movies I have revisited in like adulthood, but I didn't see them when they came out. So this was like kind of tough.
The strategic enigma continues to be so impossible to pin
Yeah,
down, Bobby. That's
I'm not
incredible.
giving you a damn thing, Ethan. 'Cause you're gonna try and swoop in. I'm not giving you anything.
I just want to know, you're all my friends. I just want to know who you were. I'm trying to be personal. My wife always asks me after I pod, like, how was it? What did you learn about your friends? And I always have to say nothing because they iced me out. They only want to talk movies. I don't know who these people are. I mentioned I did see like one movie in 2016 that like has a great personal hold on me. When I think back though, in 2016, I was 22. So I was a senior / like graduating college at this time, which apparently would make me the oldest person on this pod, which
Damn.
Grandpa.
Sorry.
okay. Wow,
Sorry.
guys.
That just came out. No, that just came out. I'm sorry.
I literally feel like Kevin Hart right now, where I just get like, you just damned me. Like I'm just like, whoa, hold on.
I mean, you
okay?
were talking about home ownership earlier, and it's like we can't relate. We're children.
No, listen, that's the thing. Don't own the home. I'm
Okay.
renting because I can't afford to own it, and I have accepted that.
Thank you.
Real.
But in
Very real.
2016, I feel like I remember my wife and I were living in an apartment that was like outside of Portland proper. And we just had like lame jobs, retail. She was working at a nursing home. And like, I distinctly remember there being a Redbox at the nearest grocery store to us. And I feel like Redbox was big at this time.
Yep.
And I remember like
Definitely.
Fridays, Saturdays, we would just go like rent a Redbox movie. So like, I remember we would just rent, honestly, like the worst stuff possible. Like I have no idea what these films were because they weren't like, you guys said like capital F film. Like I didn't know. I was just like, what's on Redbox? Like, oh, cool. That's a sci-fi movie. Let's rent it. I don't remember ever seeing anything that like really stuck with me at that time, but shout out physical media. I was a disc boy back then, and I continue to be apparently a disc grandpa now. So it's a tough beat. It's a long way to
not
age,
us.
but you encouraged it.
Well, yeah,
Guys,
we're
I'm
friends.
I'm really getting to that Danny level. I'm frazzled now. I'm like, fuck, I'm old as shit. Like, how the fuck is this happening?
Both of us just having existential crisis at the beginning of this. One for
Neither
being
of you know how
stupid and
old
one
you are.
just,
Oh my God.
The three of us, we're looking real good tonight. You two,
You're just-
questionable.
You guys are. You guys are
Just-
looking good.
just keep going, and you're just way ahead of the rest of us here.
4 days ago, I celebrated my 32nd birthday, and that was bad enough. And now you
Aw.
guys are
Aw, happy
really
birthday.
taking that.
Happy belated birthday.
Over the hill. Am I right?
Okay, wow. Damn.
I'm just kidding. No,
wild.
you're young. You're young. No, you're young.
Oh.
You're young.
I was over the hill when I
So
turned
youthful.
25. That's where that hill is at these days. Okay. So what's the strategy going to be? What are we thinking here, guys? Danny, you're still prepping. Emma,
Yeah,
you're
don't
really
ask me.
prepped.
I was gonna
Bobby,
be
you're pretty
like-
prepped. Did anybody watch anything new for this draft? Emma, did you mention that you kind of wanted to like see a bunch of stuff? Did you watch anything new for this?
I did watch one film that I've been meaning to watch for a while. I will not name it, and I did not log it on Letterboxd because as I listened to a previous episode,
Wow. Cat's out of the bag.
some of you look
Clever.
at Letterboxd, and so I will log that film later this evening.
Damn. The
Damn.
That's a
power
good
of the
call,
pod.
Emma.
I can't believe
Yeah.
we have inflected this much on the
You-
Letterboxd world.
You are all very, very naughty, so I am
Yeah.
trying to keep myself as safe as possible. But I wish I had a opportunity to watch a lot more. However, in recent years, I've rewatched a lot of the films that I have on my tentative list so far, so I still have a good understanding of them and still have a lot of the same feelings that I had the first time I watched them. So
Hmm.
I hope I'm feeling good. Hope I can use some of these.
Okay. That makes me nervous because I didn't watch anything for this draft. Frankly, I was too busy scrambling to watch a bunch of Florence Pugh films before we do a Florence Pugh collaborative draft, which will be next week's pod after this one. I wanted to try to be prepared for that as possible, which is just me watching Midsommar every night for 9 nights straight is basically how that pans out. Anybody else watch anything for the first time for this draft? Maybe any rewatches?
I did accidentally before
Accidentally.
before I
Okay.
knew like days before I knew I was going to be on this draft. I happened to watch a couple movies that were in 2016, and so I'm now happy they're on my radar. So
Oh, interesting.
I guess that doesn't check out as preparation, but it counts for something.
Yeah, you're really scraping the bottle here for preparation. You're preparation adjacent. It's never going to happen, Tanny. You will never come across as prepared. Des, Bobby, either of you have any strategy insights? Bobby, I know you're not going to talk, so it's cool. We can just move on.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I certainly had plans to rewatch or watch some things for the first time, but I was very busy this week launching a new podcast, so I did not do that. But yeah, so I have to get my first picks because otherwise I have things on my list that I have not seen and cannot speak to, and that would make me a liar. So
Oh, yeah. That would. If you draft anything you haven't seen, I will denote that you were a liar on the graphic.
okay, well, first of all,
Bobby
you
the
won't
liar.
know. Okay,
Well-
right. Right.
I'll know. All of you are hooked up to lie detectors. You just don't know it.
Gotcha.
Des, anything you want to reveal?
Just know I am a Scorpio and I will evade the lie detector test if you try
Samesies.
me. So just it won't work. It won't work. But I didn't rewatch anything, but I have a very good read on things that I haven't seen, but I have seen a lot more than I thought I did. So I still think if I don't win, I'll come in second.
Wow. Okay, you're gonna lock up both the top spots. Okay,
Absolutely.
That's a lot of power in that speak. Okay. I believe that there is a first pick and a first round pick. I believe that there is a nice small circle of films that will probably go first. So I'm interested to see that happen. I would normally ask if anybody wants to go first, but I assume most of us want to go first. Maybe I'm assuming incorrectly. I don't know.
I'd love it.
Okay, well, you're not prepared, so you can't.
I'm crying.
Leave it to the gods tonight. Watch him be
You
the
might have
first
one.
I know.
Watch him be the first person to go.
I mean, if the entity deems it so, then it shall be so. You know, the entity is always listening. Okay, well, let's draft. I feel prepared as I'm going to get. So we are drafting 2016 movies. That means in order to be eligible for this draft, the film must have seen a limited or wide release in the United States in the year 2016. We are going to be using Letterboxd to verify this release information. I will say in my preparation work, I did stumble across one movie that I did not know qualified for this draft. So there could be a couple things out there that are worth some logistical speak that might push the boundaries a little bit here. It is a regular draft, meaning we're going to be drafting teams of 6 with 6 specific categories. Danny, this one's for you. Here are the categories, in case you didn't read the notes. We have drama, comedy, action, horror, box office of $100 million plus domestically, and there are 28 films that qualify for that category. Oscar nom and Wildcard. Now, the Oscar nom could be any Oscar category as well. It is a 2016 film that was nominated in the 2017 Academy Awards. And then Wildcard, of course, can be anything except First Reformed. I guess doesn't apply, unfortunately, for this draft. Do we have any questions? Any logistical questions before I spin the spinner? A whole lot of nothing. Wow. Okay. That's good podcasting, guys. Appreciate it. Let's spin the spinner. So here we've got just proper names, capital, lowercase, the rest of them. No funny business. We're all on the spinner. There's 5 of us. Make sure I did it correctly. Okay, I did. I'm going to tap to spin. I pray to God that I'm first. If you're listening,
I'm so
entity.
nervous.
Oh my God.
Oh, so close.
Tough.
Fuck.
That sucks.
The most the entity said who's the most prepared. They deserve it.
Yeah. The entity knew.
Yeah.
Okay,
Can't blame the entity for that one.
My
Emma
goodness.
will be drafting first.
Good
Oh,
job.
Damn it.
don't mind at all.
I
Don't
don't like
mind
that.
if I do. The
Really
2
don't like that.
E's. Wow. Okay. Now we're talking drafter 3, right here in the middle.
No
spot.
whammies.
This
No
could be a
whammies.
tough beat.
Oh.
Please, please, please,
Oh.
please, 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 please.
Oh wow.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Period. I hate being in the middle,
Right
but I
on
don't
the
give a
middle.
damn.
Yep. That's wow. So that's gonna be Bobby there sitting in the sandwich. And then down to Des and Danny. Frankly, I don't think
yeah.
Danny deserves the turn, but I guess here
Yeah.
we are.
This
That's
is
tough.
Damn.
That's bad.
The 2 least prepared.
I
That's crazy.
you know what? It's hard to argue with. It's I
Yeah,
think
you know
I
what?
think it makes a lot of sense.
Okay. I don't know about that. Danny, you'll be on the turn. We are going to go snake style draft. So that means that we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. How do you feel about being last, Danny?
Not great. Not great. I think it's
Okay.
real top heavy with a couple of
Mhm.
major films that will help everyone's lists other than mine.
Mhm.
But you know, I get to choose 2 in a row, so that's nice, I guess.
Yeah. 2 in a row is always sometimes beneficial. I would say actually, and I don't mean to be that guy, but like spot number 2, not ideal. Because I have to wait 8 turns for it to come
And
back
you
to
don't
me.
get the number 1
And I don't
pick.
get the number 1 pick. Yeah, it's
Which-
it sucks.
I have a
But I
good
also have
feeling
to
about
wait
what
a
it'll
long
be, but
time too.
Yeah.
it's
But I
true.
get the
true.
number 1 pick. And I'm
That's
And
gonna
then
true.
gets a
I'm
and then
gonna
gets a
be-
double on the way back.
That's
Mhm.
true. And I'm gonna be real nasty with this first pick that I'm gonna take.
Okay, well, with that
Damn.
with that segue, let's commence on the 2016 regular movie draft here on the Movie
Commence
Draft
on the
Podcast.
nastiness.
Let the nastiness begin.
Oh God, I'm nervous.
Emma, you have the first pick. What shall it be?
I mean, I'm really sorry to take this one, but I love this movie. And, you know, the Academy of Motion Pictures, Arts and Sciences also really love this movie. So I am taking for Oscar nom, Best Picture winner, Moonlight. I'm doing it.
Yeah.
I'm doing that.
Oh,
I'm doing it.
Oh,
That
he's
is
saying
okay.
oh. I
Yeah,
thought
that
I
is-
thought for sure that was a given number 1 pick.
huh.
Apparently not for him, but he's going to take
Not
some
for
real
him,
life.
yeah.
Wow, guys, single
I
man.
would have loved to have seen him get the first pick, and then whoever got
I
2
know.
fall into their lap.
I'm historically poor at picking the first pick, so I'm low key glad I didn't have it. Moonlight's the right pick here.
Yeah,
Moonlight's the right
I
pick.
would have bullied you, Ethan, if you had not taken Moonlight with the first pick. I wouldn't bully Emma, obviously, if she didn't take it, but
Of course, yeah.
For you, a
That-
different story.
yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
I love this movie. It's made me
Mhm.
cry 500 million times in one sitting. And so times the 50 times that I've seen this film, how could I not take it? So beautiful film. Happy to have
Mhm.
this one on my draft.
Yeah, it is the best picture winner, isn't it? It would seem as though it is the number 1 pick. I love Moonlight.
What are you
It's a
what
great
are
movie.
you gonna pick?
What is this segue?
Not sure. I love Moonlight. I think that it's actually like one of the few movies, at least in like modern times, that has not gotten like the best picture stain. I think like it is actually like more revered because it did win. Of course, it does have like the most infamous Best Picture win during the ceremony that we'll probably ever see in our lifetimes. I wish that Trevante Rhodes was in more stuff, and I wish the best for whatever's happening with Blade, frankly, and Mahershala Ali and his post Oscar life. And Barry Jenkins, I guess, really on that slate. Moonlight was a real high for a lot of people. We'll just put that out there. Okay. That vamping did not help me at all figure out what I wanted to do.
Oh my
I'm
God.
actually stuck between two movies.
You're
Is
an
that okay?
enigma
Like,
to
is that
me
okay?
right now.
Huh. All right. Well, I'm just going to do it in... Let's look at that Oscar nom list. What do we think? We got a lot. It goes pretty deep. It's pretty deep. I don't know
Just
about
vamping by yourself.
I don't
right
know about
now.
drama. Hey, Bobby, this is my pod, and I can take as long as I want, okay? Let's hang tight.
No, I feel like you wanted us to vamp with you, but we're just like,
I do.
Just go.
I
we're
need
just
some
watching
rat-a-tat.
him.
I need some bat. I need some yin to the yang, you know? You guys
Okay,
are just...
I'm helping you out. You're welcome. So
Do not
I'm
yell
honestly
at
just a
her.
little
Excuse
confused
you.
because
thank
he made
you.
it seem like he wasn't going to choose Moonlight with one, which made it seem like he had a choice if he did have one. So
Yeah.
I'm confused why he's not defaulting to that.
Yeah, you wanted vamping. Now we're just deconstructing your strategy now. Ethan.
Yeah, that is a slippery slope to ask for support in the vamp department. It's more of a category issue. I know what movie I'm going to draft. I
Okay,
just
fair.
need to make sure I do it in the right category. Because if I don't, things could go pretty sideways later on. Okay, in drama, I'm going to be taking the movie that I alluded to earlier, the first movie I ever saw multiple times in theaters, the movie that lost to Moonlight. I've been taking La La Land.
Great.
Interesting that you put that in the drama category.
Yeah, you know,
Mhm.
I was torn between Oscar nom, of course, famously nominated and winning a lot of Oscars. I feel like that category is a little bit deeper for me personally, where I have a little bit more flexibility. And drama, I'm not feeling as flexible in. So we'll go in drama. Can I ask you guys a graphic question? Do you guys think it matters? Like if somebody reads the graphic and they're like, whoa, La La Land in drama, no good. But if I put it in Oscar nom, are they going to be like, yeah, that makes sense?
I think it depends on your Oscar nom selection.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Okay. So it really
'Cause
hinges on me
if
not
you choose
fucking
a
up later.
if you choose a weak Oscar nominated movie, then someone would probably raise an eyebrow.
I guess
Okay.
I also would
So like don't choose
presume-
Suicide Squad. Okay, got it.
I guess I
Oh, you
also,
chose Suicide Squad? Great, write it in.
I also would never personally I've never considered La La Land a drama, so that's why I'm like, oh, very interesting for that category.
Fair. No, that is
Good point.
actually fair. I don't really consider. I mean, it's a musical, you know, like, but it's dramatic.
It's like a dramedy.
Yeah,
guess
I would say
so.
it's definitely in
I guess
drama.
I guess it leans more in comedy for me.
So would you guys have accepted that in comedy?
I wouldn't have personally. I had it in drama in my list.
I see.
Personally.
Okay.
All right. Just want to make sure I made the right pick. It seems like we're not at all confident about that. Okay. I feel really good that I got La La Land, the runner-up to the Best Picture winner, that is Moonlight. All right, Bobby, you're up.
I just want to say I never lose. Even when I lose, I never lose because I was
that's
so
right.
scared. Thank you. I was so scared with being in the middle because I thought for sure there was one movie that I'm about to say that was going to go first.
I swear to God.
If it's the movie that I was teetering between, I'm going to be so fucking mad.
And the movie in question is on my very wall, and that is 2016's The Nice Guys in comedy. I'm taking it.
Okay.
I felt it in my spirit. I was like, ooh, I know Bobby's about to say it.
I've been, first of all, in anticipation for this podcast, I have been sweating bullets because I'm like, if I don't get The Nice Guys, I'm gonna delete my Twitter account. So thank God I don't have to do that.
That is high stakes.
You know what?
That
It
would
was
have
high
been
stakes.
unreal.
Yeah, but The Nice Guys, that was the only movie in my entire lineup that I was like, I have to get that movie or else this is all for naught. So yeah,
Wow.
Nice Guys.
I mean, we go 2016 back to back, like Ryan Gosling goes The Nice Guys in La La Land, just a man who can do it all. That's
You can do it all.
kind
Humble
of
brag.
remarkable. Yeah, humble brag. I do want to use this as a quick like segue into how are we feeling about Ryan Gosling starring in the Star Wars Starfighter film directed by Sean Levy. Can't believe that's a real sentence and a real question.
That has nothing to do with me. I don't know what that means.
Yeah, no,
Don't
that's how
associate with that.
But I heard about it. It went in one ear and went out the other.
I good for Mikey Madison, who was like, I'm fine, thanks. I have
Yeah.
been Oscar. I'm not gonna do that.
We lost one of the greats. What could have been, you know? God, he just made First Man like 6 years ago.
You know what? He needs to feed his family. The tariffs, so can't really be too mad at him, I suppose.
Yeah. And Damien's in director jail. That doesn't really feed the family, I guess.
Yeah,
you
he's
know?
been in director jail.
It's tough.
Yeah. Free
Yeah.
him.
God,
Justice
talk about
for
feeding his
Babylon.
family. Justice for friggin' yeah. God. Okay, don't get me started on Damien Chazelle. Okay, Des, you've got the next pick.
Yeah, I'm still reeling from the fact that The Nice Guys was like right there, and I
It's
didn't
so
get
close.
it. But you know what? It's kind of fine because I only just recently started to like that movie. Absolutely hated it prior. I
Too.
could not get into
Really?
it. I was just
No.
like, I'm not seeing what y'all are seeing.
Did you come
but-
around? Did you come around to it, Emma? Des, you said you came around to it, but
Mhm.
I actually never bothered to rewatch it because I just was like, I
Yeah.
just don't like this movie at all. But
okay,
I'm willing to at some point.
okay,
Girl,
Oh,
it
so
was
I was
my
nervous
fourth
for
time
nothing.
watching it.
4th time, oh my god.
that's crazy. Any movie that
Yeah.
requires you to watch it 4 times to come around on it is not worth that time. No offense.
It seems like you really
Unless it's
wanted
Babylon.
to like it, though.
Yeah.
I
Seems
did
like-
because like I just feel like so many people really enjoy it and so many people's like opinions that I respect really enjoy it. So I was like, I gotta keep trying a little bit. But that was gonna be my last try, and thankfully, you know, I came around on it and I actually really love the movie, but that's okay that I didn't get it, I suppose. Wow, those were some tough blows, you know, to see what I want to start with. Those were all such heavy hitters, and I think I'm gonna go with horror as my
Huh.
first one, and I'm gonna do The Witch.
Very good. pick.
Okay, now this is curious. Hold on one moment,
Mm-hmm.
because I don't think this qualifies. I looked into
Are
this.
you gonna check me?
I'm gonna check you. No offense.
Wow.
If my first choice, I get struck.
Listen, I wanted The Witch.
Shutting this shit down.
This is why. If you go to Letterboxd and if you go to releases, played at Sundance in January of 2015, all good. Now, it did not see a wide theatrical release in the USA until February of 2016, but Letterboxd notes that it did see a limited theatrical release in October of 2024. Oh, sorry, I'm reading the wrong date. Wow, you're correct. I fucked up. God
Wow.
damn it.
Wow.
What is up with
Wow.
people not being prepared for this draft? I try to get you and I get God on my own
Ethan?
checking.
The early
You-
theme of this is men can't read. Men
No.
literally can't
Men
read.
have never been so not back in their lifetime.
What was that?
screaming. Ethan gonna play Billy Badass and be wrong. That's so crazy.
Ethan, I'm gonna level with you.
What's-
I think
bro.
the two of us should leave, and I think they should handle the rest of this podcast.
Bro, what is worse? Is it worse that I, like, until I came out of my mouth, I didn't realize that it said 2024? Like, what's the disconnect from brain to mouth?
A real man thing to just not
God.
think and to shut down
Okay,
and
okay.
to shut down people.
Wow.
What's even worse is like you were so excited to do that too.
I
Like, you
was,
He was. He came in
fired up.
eager.
For
He
it.
came in
Because I
hot.
put it on my list and I was like, I'm just going to snatch this up in horror. And then I was like, yo, it got a theatrical limited release in fucking
I was
24,
wondering what any of that had to
24,
do
I
with
guess.
it being a horror movie, though.
What? Okay.
What do you mean?
What are you talking about, Bobby?
No. Like you were like, oh, I don't think that counts. I was like, does it not count as a horror movie, or does it not count as a
Oh, no,
2015 release?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I thought it was a release thing.
Damn, that's crazy.
Cool. Danny, God, we suck.
This is a brutal showing for the two of us.
This is a brutal showing for the brutal boys is what's going on here. Okay, so speaking of movies that it took a few watches to come around on, I'm exactly that way with The Witch. The first time I saw it, I was like, this is no good. Second time I saw it, I was like, I still don't get it. Watched it again because I was going on a pod about it because I was like, this is a great opportunity to hopefully finally come around on this. And if not, the worst case scenario is I get to go on a pod and tell everybody why they're wrong. And I watched it and I was like, oh, I get it. It makes sense now. Like it's almost a perfect movie. And then I subsequently bought the 4K immediately after that. So great pick. That definitely qualifies for this draft. Congratulations to you.
Thank you.
I'm stunned.
I'm sitting here trying to like think about why I love this movie, and I can't get over the fact that you were like, I'm gonna stop you right there. Actually, you're wrong.
I'm gonna say stop.
You're like, oh, I've been waiting for this one. No, this movie, I watched it for the first time in 2020, and immediately I was like, oh, like this is my shit. I love this movie. I also love Anya Taylor-Joy. My personal ATJ, love her down. I love everything that The Witch or the Vivitch, if you look at how it's spelled. I love everything that it symbolizes. It does it with such like a slow build, and it just really kind of sits with you at the end the way, you know, I don't want to spoil it for anyone who hasn't seen it. I mean, if you haven't seen it, what are you doing? Turn it on. But
yeah,
Black Phillip, the story is just incredible. An icon.
All-timers. What a terrible pick for me to really come forth with how stupid I am, because that movie is just about the power of young women, you know, and the system keeping them down. Satan really keeping him down, and Satan and Black Phillip have turned to me, and the entity hates me as well. So, fuck. All right. Well, that does bring us to Danny. You have two opportunities to hopefully redeem the entire slate of men on this planet and the episode. So
the entire 46 minutes up to this point.
Best of luck, sir.
Okay. Well, I have to choose this because I'm actually quite surprised. I'm genuinely shocked that I have access to it at this point. It's actually the movie that I mentioned in my introduction. It's Denis Villeneuve's Arrival. I had no preconceptions that I have any chance at this movie at number 5, and I'm really glad that I do. I'm gonna take it in. I'm gonna take it in just drama for now.
Just drama. Okay.
Just drama. All right. So my second pick, and
I'm happy for you, by the way. I've never seen Arrival. It's my biggest blind spot of 2016.
Wow.
Don't spoil it. I don't know what happens.
Oh, well, I guess that is what helped me get it at 5 then, I suppose. I love this movie. It is probably either 1 or 2 for me for Denis Villeneuve. I also love the Dune movies. I think he's probably one of the most prolific filmmakers of the 2010s with his output during that decade. So I am very happy to have this on my team. I think Amy Adams should have won the Oscar for it this year, but that's okay.
Real downhill slide
Maybe
for
one
Amy
day.
Adams after this. Real tough beat.
Well, this is
Talk
true.
about 2016 being the high for a lot of people.
The high for a lot of people. Yeah.
Boy, oh boy.
Yeah. Her agent decided, well, you didn't win the Oscar for Arrival.
You're never going to.
You are never going to again. All right. My second pick, I'm going to get a little tricky here. Ethan, I'm wondering if this is what you were alluding to in the beginning of the episode. I don't know if this is going to fly, but I'm going to try it because why not? There's a movie that was in limited release on Christmas Day 2015, but wide release on January 8th, 2016.
But I do want to know
made
what it is.
over $100 million domestic at the
does
box
not apply.
office.
Nope.
$182 million
$182
in the calendar year of 2016.
That does open up an interesting conversation about are we more interested in the movie coming out in 2016 or the money it made in 2016? I will veto this. This is, of course, Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens.
No, this was not it.
What?
Ooh.
That's not what I was going with.
No.
I was going with
the
the
hell out of
Revenant.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
the
the
what?
Revenant? No, doesn't
The
apply.
Revenant.
Oh.
It came out in wide release on January 8th, 2016.
No.
Wow.
Nope.
Eh.
I think theatrical release based on prior conversations and history of this show, we got to stick to when the limited theatrical release was.
However, you did say at the beginning of the show, not me helping right now, you did say the Oscar noms category would include films that were nominated
guys.
in the 2017 Oscars, and this film was nominated in the 2017 Oscars.
Oh, that opens us up to
Oh,
the
this is
2017
interesting.
Oscars?
Well,
this is
that's when the show
Well,
was
yeah,
held in the 20s,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it was for
Yeah.
the films
Yeah.
that came out. So whatever films were nominated that year, so that technically would apply.
Mm.
Okay. I hear
Evan, I
you.
love your energy. I think it was the 2016 Oscars.
I don't
Oh,
think
I
so.
see.
I
Oh.
don't think it was.
Oh,
I'm
you're
pretty
right.
sure,
You're right.
yeah.
Leo
was-
did present Emma Stone with the Oscar.
Yeah, it
Never
was the
mind. Last time I tried to
2016
help a
I
man.
know. I listen. I love the energy because I also want this to go through. My argument though is
apologize.
that it's made
No.
its money in the calendar year of 2016.
I appreciate the effort. And Emma, I was going to let it slide if you chose it in Oscar nom if it did actually apply, but it doesn't on either situation. So I'm going to hammer down the rules and say the Revenant does not apply for this draft.
Well, it was worth a shot.
Sorry,
It was
Danny.
worth a shot.
Tough.
All right.
Can't wait for people to come at me and just be like, why the fuck didn't you let Danny draft the Revenant in this draft?
I was trying to be clever with it. You know, I was
Yeah.
actually, well, in the, 5 minutes of preparation I did notice that it was on the domestic box office like charts for the calendar year
Yeah.
2016. So I was like, oh, that's a potential loophole there. But
Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
of course, as is what I mentioned, Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens comes out December 18th and makes a bunch of money in 2016, but releases in 2015, I believe, if I'm correct, hopefully. So anyway. Okay,
This-
guys.
Heartbreaking.
No.
Okay.
So
Don't tell me I'm wrong about a date
one
again.
incorrect veto and one upheld veto. And we're only 5 picks in.
Years
Tough.
shouldn't be that difficult. It shouldn't be that hard to be like, this movie came out in 2016. Let's just do that. But, men have to prove their worth somehow. So
Yeah, y'all are just doing this to yourselves. We're just here.
it really is. Okay, Danny, choose again.
All right. I'm gonna go with. Can I?
Okay.
Can I change my category because I have 2 picks in a row and now since my pick was vetoed, technically nothing's happened. No one's moved
Oh.
the chess piece since.
Oh, you're talking about like changing your category for what you're about to draft?
Arrival because I
Oh, no.
want to change my strategy based on my vetoed selection.
Absolutely not. That is the most haywire thinking I've ever heard on this draft. Can I change the category I just drafted to because I think differently now that I've been vetoed? Come on, Danny.
This is going.
You are giving us such a bad rap on this draft.
tremendously poor.
Jesus Christ.
Damn.
tremendously poor. This couldn't be going worse. Other
Y'all are
than
just stuck
Arrival
behind that
slipping,
8 ball.
Arrival slipping to me was a great sign of strength for my well-being, and it just deteriorated upon
Yeah.
30 seconds later. All right, I'll go with Oscar nom here. And actually, no, I'm gonna change my mind.
Oh my God.
Oh my god.
I was already typing it in the doc, Danny.
No, I'm gonna go comedy with Yorgos Lanthimos' The Lobster.
Damn. I thought that would slide.
That was one of the ones
Oh,
that was like technically it kind of came out in 2015, but it was in
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Oscars.
But it's
Very
in the Oscar
sneaky.
cycle.
Mhm.
Very sneaky.
Dang.
You sure you don't want to give him the Revenant?
Look, I would do it for personal benefit. Like, I want the lobster on my team. But
Yeah, my personal benefit. I
that's-
was about to choose the Lobster.
That's tough. This is a great Yorgos movie. I watched. This was the
Yeah.
first Yorgos movie I ever saw, and I was like, what's
It's
going
my
on?
first two,
What is
and
happening?
actually still my favorite out of
Oh, nice.
even above
Okay.
Poor Things. This is still my favorite Yorgos.
Nice.
I got to do a Yorgos rewatch. I think we are going to do a Yorgos collaborative draft when Begonia comes out. A little tea down the road.
Little
Many
spoiler
months from now.
action.
Yeah. The calendar is set for the rest of the year. I will say that.
Damn.
So we know
Oh.
what we're doing here on the show.
Wow. Prepared.
Man, you're really
I
good
love
at
that.
this.
Wow. Thanks, guys. That felt really good to
He
hear.
does this.
One
Man, I
win
meant
for the
that.
Ren.
Yeah.
One win. All right, Daz. Well, now you can't draft the lobster, but what are you going to draft?
Damn, that was tough.
Mhm.
I think I'm gonna go drama. Yeah.
Okay.
And I think that one's gonna be Green Room.
Ooh. This is what I was alluding to earlier.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's kind of like
Fuck.
retribution for you putting me on the spot like that, putting me in the town square yelling shame.
Yeah. An old John Walker move over here. We try to help society and it turns on me.
Oh,
Limited theatrical
God.
release in April of 2015, but it did see its premiere in 2015. So I will allow it.
Wait, say that one more time.
It got a limited theatrical release in 2016, but it did see its like Sundance premiere in I guess in 2016 as well. So you're in the clear. Every time I try to check your data, Des, it's 0 for 2. I just trust you from now on. Draft whatever the hell you want. I'm not even going to check it anymore. It
Thank
could not
you.
even be from 2016. Doesn't even matter to me.
You
I
might
appreciate
actually get the
that.
Revenant now if you want.
Let's run that one back real quick.
Oh,
Green Room
Jesus
is
Christ.
a sick movie. Really did their big one with that. I think the practical effects in that movie are a little underrated with, the cuts, scrapes, and goo that they have going on in there. The pop punk rock music dealing with it all. Aaliyah Shawkat. That's my diva personally.
Mhm.
But just the aggression of it all, obviously it could go into horror as well. Drama is such a category that it could really touch almost anything, that I needed to get this in here somehow, because I think it's such an impactful movie and kind of something that really just sticks with everyone. So I'm glad I could get this one on my team.
Okay. That's
Damn,
too bad.
are you okay? I think I see a few teardrops over there.
Yeah, I'm just
White man
waiting
tears?
I'm waiting for my turn to arrive so I can ask the group if I can switch categories on a movie that I drafted 8 movies ago. That way I can change my strategy. We'll see what happens.
Catch it.
I
Not the same situation as me. Not the same. Just exactly.
I wish Patrick Stewart did more stuff like this. He's very good in this movie.
But he can't do that because he is cast in Doomsday.
Yeah,
So-
it's really eating up his
Yeah,
time.
He's
he's
on
got to
the-
die again as Professor
the
X.
Marvel retainer.
That Marvel money.
Just keep bringing that man back to kill him as Professor X. It's crazy.
The shame.
All right, Bobby. You could draft a movie that is about the X-Men if you wanted to, but it's your turn.
Oh no, I don't want to do that. That didn't even make it on the list.
Mm-mm.
What I've discovered about my list, because I'm a lucky girl and I get whatever I want, is that my drama and comedy are gonna be so strong that the rest of my list can read like really, really bad. So I'm gonna go on ahead and get my drama out of the way. And I'm going to choose The Handmaiden.
Oh,
Ah,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
a
No,
tough
I'm
one.
okay.
Yeah.
dang.
Guys, I just keep taking these from you. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I wanted that
That's
one.
crazy.
I wanted that one too. We'll allow it, I
Yeah.
guess.
Well,
I
thank you.
guess.
That's actually why I tried to change my category, because I realized I couldn't
Mm.
draft it, and there was nowhere for me to draft it because it doesn't have horror as a letterbox tag.
Mm.
Oh, I mean, I
Oh.
would describe it as like I had it in both horror and drama.
That's a bummer.
Okay, so you can just make the rules, huh?
I
That's
went
pretty cool.
to buy the book there.
Yeah,
I didn't go
went
buy
to
the book on anything else.
I mean, you could have made an argument for it. First of all, I didn't know we were
I
going
would-
by like letterbox tags so like stringently. So
I need to watch
Doesn't
this
matter
movie.
'cause I got
currently
it, so.
down, so we can't
Mhm.
even confirm.
exactly, but it don't even you don't have to worry about it because it's on my team. So
Yeah, it's a great
don't,
movie.
don't have to.
We're
fair.
good.
Love that movie.
Damn.
love this movie. I watched it probably 2 or 3 years ago for the first time, and for many reasons, some of which you could probably guess. I think it's just incredibly engaging. Took me by surprise at every turn. A little bit, very much so graphic, but still just really wonderful. I loved it.
Okay, this is a big blind spot for me. Have not seen The Handmaiden. Okay, in my Oscar nom category, I am going to be taking Martin Scorsese's Silence. I think a true masterpiece and a film that I am thrilled to have on my team. And the crowd goes wild.
We are
Oh
silent.
damn! I
We
really
are
wanted
silent.
that one.
Oh no, Ethan!
Oh, my.
Fuck.
Wow.
What am I doing wrong? Like, I just drafted a fucking Martin Scorsese picture and everybody's just like, nothing.
Yeah.
Just
it's like,
nothing.
I think it was released in 2015, actually.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You're
so I-
actually
yeah,
probably
sorry,
right.
Actually,
Yeah,
Probably
check him.
correct. You should check me, actually.
We should, yeah.
now
I don't even know if it was nominated for an Oscar. Oh, God.
Wow.
It was. Nominated for one single Oscar, and that was Best Achievement in Cinematography, Rodrigo Prieto, of course.
Yep.
Okay, I have La La Land and Silence on my team, so that's happening. And I feel really great about that. Emma, on to you.
Okay. I get 2 picks. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Oh, okay, great. For comedy, I am going to take The Edge of 17.
Mhm.
I love this movie so much, and
It's
Queen Haley Steinfeld. Very happy that I have this one. I see the crowd is going really wild for this one too.
No,
This is a good one.
I was
yeah.
literally just caught up, and I was literally like, Haley Steinfeld was in that movie with that disposition, and I saw her in Sinners. Like, how far we have come.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, I was thinking about Sinners as well. Kelly Freeman Craig.
About Pitch Perfect too, where
Pitch Perfect,
she
yes.
ruins the riff off. I still hold that against her.
I think Kelly Freeman Craig does this and Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret, which is an absolute unbelievable heater of
So
a movie.
good.
Yeah.
Such
So
good two in a row type movie.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Run.
She should do more movies.
She should.
Yeah.
Now I'm
Okay.
kind of debating which category to take for this one and which films to pick. You know, I'll just do this one for myself because I do love this movie. I'm gonna go with Moana for box office.
Mm.
Oh, that's fun. I love that.
Let's see how
That's a
far
really
we
good
will
pick.
go. Let's see how far we'll go tonight.
Oh, you ate that.
Wow, that was good. A man could
Ethan,
never.
you know that reference? You get that reference?
Okay.
You
Okay.
seen it?
Let me get on this podium real fast and get behind this microphone and say that Moana is great. I love Moana. It's a great
And
movie.
you've seen it.
And I've
Yeah.
seen it many a times.
Okay.
And, you know, I'm here for it. I'm part of the Moana squad. Moana
Mhm.
2, that's a different conversation that I'm not ready to have right now.
Yeah, no,
not
it's
ideal.
it.
First
Yeah.
one's very good. I like
Mhm.
Moana.
Yeah, canonically, Ethan has never seen any Disney
Never.
animated movie ever. So that's why
Okay.
I
Ex-
drill him every time
Mm.
I'm
Except
on these podcast episodes.
I did draft in the 1997 draft. I did draft Hercules on my team. Let it be known. That one was for you, Bobby. I love Hercules.
Well, I wasn't there, so
It never happened.
Yeah, so
Okay.
if I'm not here, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm gonna have you sit
I
on every draft where I can draft an animated feature.
I
Mhm.
still think that How Far I'll Go should have won Best Song at the Oscars.
'Cause what
Personally,
won?
I don't mind City of Stars
I think City of
whatsoever,
Stars
but
won.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
that is a really good song.
Mm-hmm.
I know
Yeah.
I don't mind it,
Huh.
but like I can belt out too Moana's How Far I'll Go. Like that's an anthem. That's a Queen anthem.
It's held up.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I think that in box office, I'm not feeling super confident. It's a lot of IP, and it's honestly a lot of bad IP that is just like kind of trash. So and Sully, I guess, is in the mix if you want Sully. And so I am gonna be drafting. Okay, wait, hold on. Give me a second. I need to make sure that I'm working with the right dates here. I can't afford to look like an idiot again.
Something in
I
my
did not-
spirit just told me that he's about to take something I really want, and
Oh.
I don't like this.
Jeez.
All right, we're looking pretty good. I see it as 2016 on Letterboxd. So I think we're in the clear. I'm going to be taking a movie that I'm really hoping will do me well on a graphic because it is a large topic of conversation with a TV show that just ended. I will be taking Star Wars Rogue One, A Star Wars Story, in box office. This movie is incredible. Directed by Gareth Edwards, of course, who went on to make The Creator, which looks great and is not ideal. And I believe he's doing Jurassic World Rebirth, which
No.
possibilities, anything's possible. I love Rogue One. I think it is one of the best Star Wars movies out there. And I'm hoping that I can capitalize on the Andor, hype that's going around right now.
I just
Oh, so
saw
you're
it for
just
the
picking
first
for us
time
now.
on May the 4th.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah, I'm still
Wow.
fairly new to the Star Wars, world. So I saw that for the first time. Yeah, I only started like a couple months ago. I was so surprised to find out Luke Skywalker is Darth Vader. Oh my God. Imagine that.
Wow. Well, not true, but you're very close. It's in the lineage.
Anakin.
Yep. I knew you'd
Close
get there on
enough.
your
It's not
own.
my
I
team.
didn't
It's not
want to
my
mansplain to
team.
you. I just wanted to help you in the right direction.
You should
Yeah.
have.
And I was just affirming. I was like, you know what? Yeah, period. He is.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
You bet.
I'm gonna will it.
I really, really, really love Rogue One more than most, I would say. And I'm currently rewatching season 1 of Andor to then watch season 2 and then watch Rogue One. So like it's coming down the pipeline in the next 11 days before I do a podcast on that entire Star Wars timeline with the good folks over at Reckless Rebellion. But yeah, happy to have this on my team. Made a boatload of money. $408 million in the United States. Pretty good.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
Damn.
Back to you, Bobby.
Okay. So now my list is just gonna start getting real loosey goosey because I got my top divas out of the way. So what do I want to do? I'm gonna do my Oscar nom, and I am going to do a movie that did not get nominated for Best Picture, but did get nominated for Best Actress. I'm gonna take Jackie.
Ooh.
Very good. Very good.
Yeah, love that movie. I just love the
that.
costuming in it so
yeah.
much. It's so good, so good. And also Natalie Portman's accent work is really, really great in that movie. So love it. Love Jackie.
I haven't seen Jackie. I really want to. But
It's good.
Natalie Portman, speaking of people who did not cap out in 2016, Natalie Portman having a great run right now.
That's a great point.
That's Mother.
When Bobby was like Natalie Portman's and then like pause for a second, I was just like, you can just leave it there, like just Natalie Portman.
That's all I need to say.
We get
Just
it.
her
Oscar
as an
nom.
entity in 2016.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Just choosing Natalie Portman. All of
Yeah.
it.
Okay, good pick.
Thank
Good
you.
pick. I think Des is next. The Witch and Green Room, two A24 flicks on the board for you.
Yes.
Interesting.
They really had a great year. I'm not gonna lie. Like that
They
year,
did.
and I want to say 2017 are two like pretty solid years for them.
I mean, they of course did win Best Picture with Moonlight, so that happened.
They did eat that. I'm gonna take this comedy film because it's been weighing heavy on my heart. Although now that I'm thinking about it, maybe it's not even on anyone else's radar. Maybe for a wild card, but it's gonna be my comedy movie. I'm gonna choose Pop Star Never Stop Never Stopping.
Oh my god.
This is a great pick.
Amazing movie.
I thought that was gonna go super early, to be fair.
I was scared. I was scared. I was between that and The Nice Guys being like the earlier picks to really get the crowd going. So I'm happy to snatch this one up. The Lonely Island is something serious to me. Andy,
Best songwriters and singers of all time.
incredible. You know, they got John Waters in a music video. You know, like they really hold weight. Their song Jack Sparrow.
I was hoping you'd bring this up because I was going to if you didn't.
And
Unparalleled.
I'm glad we're on the same page because oh my goodness, don't get me started. But that Pop Star is, I think, a timeless movie. The jokes sometimes feel like they could be very of that time, but they're also still very timeless. You know, I'm still gonna rewatch it and I'm still gonna laugh like I did when I first saw it. Classic comedy. I love mock artist media films.
Connor, for real.
Might be
One
my
of the
favorite
greats.
pick so far that we've had.
Very, very good one.
Danny, are you ready to double up again?
No, no. I most definitely am not. If there's any theme to today, we might as well continue with it. But I think I'm gonna go. God, you really hurt my spirit with that box office selection, Ethan, because
I saw you were disappointed and you chose not to speak on it.
That was really what I was targeting for box office, because the rest of the 100 million plus really is
really weak.
IP and not great IP. So I
do think Moana and Rogue One are like the two very best.
I think
of
the
that,
only
of that
two
group.
off the board are probably the only two tolerable IP selections for me. So I don't know what I'm gonna do with that. I probably am just gonna save it for last because I have no real preference amongst any of the other 20 something $100 million grossers. Okay. So I'm gonna go with, I'm just filibustering to fact check myself. But
Always
I'm gonna go with Oscar nom, and I'm gonna go with Manchester by the Sea. Pretty much, how can we make a movie scene sadder than the previous one, the movie? But it is really kind of devastating portrait of grief. Casey Affleck is quite good in it, despite feelings around Casey Affleck as a human being. But I think Manchester by the Sea is a really moving film. And so, I'm going to take that one for Oscar nom. How many Oscars was it nominated for? I think quite a few.
I think it was like a solid handful. I mean, speaking of Casey Affleck,
5 or 6.
He's great in Oppenheimer, and then he goes on to make The Instigators. Tough beat.
He was really good in Oppenheimer. It was really just one scene, but it was like, oh yeah, he's really good. He's a good
that
actor.
reveal works on me every time I see that film. I'm just like, oh my God, it's him.
Also, Lucas Hedges and Michelle
Where
Williams.
is Lucas Hedges?
Lucas
Where
Hedges
is my guy? He's getting ready to have a movie, right?
Yeah.
Yes, he's very briefly in Sorry Baby, which is coming out next month. I wish he was in that film more, but yeah, he's fun in that.
I haven't seen it yet, but I just talked with someone recently on a podcast who was speaking to it. And yeah, Lucas Hedges. I thought he was on a great trajectory at like that point in his career. He was obviously Oscar
Mhm.
nominated, and he was doing a lot of other really interesting work, and then just kind of stopped around. It
Mhm.
was around like sort of COVID time, so maybe just personally he wanted to take a break. I'm not really sure, to be honest, but yeah, he hasn't
Always
been
good
in a
when he
lot
shows
lately.
up in something. It made me very, very
Mm.
happy to see him in this movie. I was like, "Oh my god, baby Hedges is back."
Yeah.
That's incredible. A very iconic A24 stable boy, Mr. Lucas Hedges here. Sorry, baby, obviously acquired by A24 out of Sundance. Back with the crew. I love him in mid 90s. Okay, this is a good pick. Heard it's sad. That's all I can say on that.
Correct. Very. All right. So next, I think that I'm gonna go with horror. And I'm sort of between two. I'm between two horror choices. One is my personal preference, but I don't think and if I was voting just based on that, I probably would go with that because I love that movie. But I'm gonna go with the other choice that's maybe a little bit more widely appreciated, and that is Train to Busan.
Mm.
Good pick.
Wow, interesting.
Mhm. I thought that was going to go
You
early too.
you turned on Julia Decorna. Wow, how could you? 5-star movie, Danny, on your Letterboxd, and you didn't draft it.
Oh, that was 2016?
Ooh.
Damn, if only you did prep work
That was
for your choices.
2016?
On your own letterbox? Damn.
Damn.
Oh man.
That was
Wow.
2016.
I gotta be
Absolutely
honest.
devastating.
Someone has to draft Raw before it comes back to Danny, or else we have all failed as a group here.
Oh,
I believe that was 2016.
it's 2016.
Yeah,
Wow.
September of 2016.
Oh, you silly boy.
Wow. Yeah, that's
Okay,
that's
wait.
where the prep work really would have come in handy.
Okay, wait. This is we let's discuss this as a group. So Raw, I know it was not drafted, but we are speaking about Raw right now. So Raw premiered at Fantastic Fest in September of 2016. Letterboxd doesn't show it having a limited theatrical release until March of 2017.
Okay,
So
that's
not eligible for this draft.
I perused a lot of lists
Okay.
about 2016 movies and never came across it. So
Okay. I had it on my horror short list, and that was a
I did too.
just
'cause
classic misstep.
I thought I saw on Letterbox like it does show up as a 2016 film on Letterbox, but I don't see like
does.
those details
Yeah.
that you.
because Letterbox pulls the, I think, initial premiere. So if it
Yeah.
premiered at a festival, in a
Mhm.
year, it'll take that year.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
If-
Okay,
yeah,
this
if
I
you go
feel I feel way better about this because I really I never came across it in any of the 2016 lists I was looking at. I was like, wow, that would be shocking.
If you go to the movie and there's like 5 tabs, if you go to the releases tab, this is where you can
I
see
just
this
saw
detailed
it.
information. Okay.
Very smart.
So March 2017 is its theatrical release in the USA.
Okay. Well, speaking of the movie you actually drafted, Train to Busan, I haven't seen it.
You had me sweating there.
I was sweating.
Great. Train to Busan, by the way, though, great body horror movie, great zombie movie, really emotional storytelling embedded in a zombie movie. So I think that's a solid choice.
Of course, you drafted it, so you would.
I
think it was a
I
solid
hope.
choice.
I hope. Yeah.
All right. Back to Des.
Awesome. I had to double check the genre just to be sure for this selection because I can't be made looking silly on here after I've been tried already. But I'm gonna take my action film, and I'm going
Well,
to
hold on.
select.
You already chose action horror. It's one category, action/horror.
Oh my god, is it really?
So you did choose The Witch in action horror.
No! Wait, this just
Yeah.
threw me.
So I think
The
you still have box
It's still a
office,
good pick.
Oscar
I do.
nom, and wild
I
card.
do. But that's
It could
okay.
be your
'cause
wild
I'm gonna
card.
do it could, but I had something else for my wild card that I
I'm
felt a
really
little
sorry to do that
passionately
again.
about.
I feel really bad that I had to interject again.
No, it's okay. You got
He
me for
did
this
say
one.
earlier in the draft that he was going to let you do whatever you wanted.
It's true. I did.
Yeah,
No,
That's
that
on
is
tape.
true.
cut to a clip.
Insert right here. I'll take that box office then. Yeah. I'm gonna do Captain America Civil War.
Damn it.
That's. I was gonna take that in action next.
Got me
Yeah.
good.
That's okay. You have the nice voice. I keep going back to it. I know I said I was over it at the very beginning, but I actually
But
don't
you're
think
not.
I am.
You are not at
That's
all.
okay.
I'm not at all. But Civil War, that was top notch for Captain America movies. I have to be honest. I thought he was a snooze. Well, I still continue to think that. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, yes.
Winter Soldier, good because of Bucky. In Civil War, good because it's actually just an Avengers movie. So that's why Civil War is up there. You know, we're getting a little taste of Tom Holland. We got, you know, a little bit of Scarlet Witch. We got a little bit of Vision. We got a little bit of everyone. I'm not gonna say what team I am in this movie because I fear the haters will try to get me, but this movie was a landmark for the MCU. They really did their big one with this.
This was good. I remember seeing this in theaters in 2016. Saw it with my friend Henry. It was a great time. I had never seen a Marvel movie before this, and I was just like, I don't know what's happening. This is awesome.
That's
Heroes
a
are
crazy
fighting.
one to jump into.
Isn't that
Yeah.
insane? Very psychotic.
Damn.
Back when the Russo brothers made movies.
Made those movies.
Mhm,
At least.
mhm.
Now it's
All right.
Electric State.
Yes. They knew what they were good at.
Okay, Bobby, you were up.
Okay. Damn, Civil War really threw.
Were you going to pick that next? You were going to take that?
Yeah.
I was going to take it too, so it was in line.
Yeah, that's
It was gonna happen. All the good box offices are gone except for one. I'm gonna do my box office pick, and I'm going to pick Trolls, and I'll tell you why. The Trolls franchise is covertly so well made, and not like well made for a kids movie. These are just really well constructed like films that tell a really interesting story via these like little troll characters. Trolls World Tour being a very interesting, having some really interesting allegory for race baked into it. The first Trolls movie, very, very good. And I highly recommend if you're an adult to give it a watch, like, because it shocks you with like what it is doing, because it could definitely just be kind of like dumb, you know, for kids, doesn't really have much substance, but like there's some depth to it. So Trolls.
I've not
Also, the
seen
music's
them,
pretty great.
but you have encouraged me now to watch them.
yeah.
Maybe not the first one, but the second one, absolutely, it knocks you on your ass a little bit, because you're just like, wow, they didn't have to do that for like a sequel kids movie, but they did. So
Good for
Honestly,
Highly
getting
recommend.
sold on the Trolls franchise was not on my bingo card for today. So
this is my contribution. You're welcome. They are pretty good movies.
I will say, Trolls World Tour really solely to blame for the deterioration of the theatrical window, because it did so well on VOD during COVID that everybody was like, we can just do this instead of movie theaters.
Okay.
So
That's
don't
not
approve your
Trolls'
pick.
fault. Okay, well, first of all, that's not their fault. The movie hits.
The trolls are
kids
innocent. Okay.
Loved it. The
Mhm.
kids and Bobby loved it, and it was great.
This is going to ruin the tour.
Yeah.
It's gonna ruin the Trolls World Tour.
And also, he's in
Hopefully.
those movies too, right? He voices
He
them,
is.
right?
Yes.
Look at that.
He is.
Damn.
He
Wow.
voices.
comes full circle.
Look at
I
that.
need to make a meme and I'll just tweet it out with no context from our page. and just be like, tune into the pod tomorrow. And that is what people will know.
See, I'm giving you marketing. I'm giving you
Yeah.
recommendations.
Free content. Okay. In comedy, I will be taking the absolutely incredible film directed by Richard Linklater. I'm going to be taking Everybody Wants Some.
Nice.
Excellent movie. Excellent movie about just guys trying to figure out what's going down in their lives, and really what Linklater does best, in my opinion. I like this movie a lot. Saw it for the first time like quite recently, actually. When did I see this? Oh yeah, okay, like 9 months ago. Okay, Glenn
Is this
Powell.
the first? Yeah, is this their first collab?
That's a great question. I don't know.
Okay.
Okay,
That's
cool.
fine.
Glad
I'll
I
look it
answered
up.
your question with real clarity.
Yeah, I'll look it up. I thought I was leading into
Come
something.
back.
Never mind. Yeah, I'll look it up. It's fine.
Obviously they go on to make Hitman, and now I think Glenn Powell is doing incredible Hollywood things. So that's exciting. You know, I know we talked about people, over the hill in 2016. Glenn Powell really kicking off in 2016. It's unfortunate he made Twisters, but it is what it is. Can't win them all.
What's the Twister stray?
It's a bad movie. I don't know what you want me to say.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Not great.
It's not the best.
How does that feel, Danny? To think that you're coming at me and then I get my squad to back me
Whoa.
up.
All right. Ease up.
I
Ease
don't
up.
know
Ease
about
up.
that
Ease
one.
up. I
And now
defended you
you're
one
back,
time.
Big
back in the
dog.
doghouse. Yeah,
I
You-
defended you one time.
you kept it going too long.
I can't just call people my friends. Like that's 2 times. You guys are like, whoa.
Wow.
No,
Whoa,
no,
whoa.
no. You didn't
Whoa,
say
whoa,
they
whoa.
were your friends. They said your squad, and they weren't okay.
Yeah.
With that.
Well, okay.
Yeah, I'm not. I take back me being like just kidding on that over the hill comment. My squad.
Wow. Okay.
Jeez.
Wow. Men can do
You're
no
a
right,
gang.
it seems.
You're gay.
Okay, Emma, you have 2 picks.
Yes. I am going to do my drama pick, and I just checked to make sure that this one qualifies. But I'm going to
Ooh.
do Sing Street.
Nice.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
Lovely
Like
movie.
you
Yes.
wouldn't
Oh,
think that that's
Ireland.
necessarily drama, but very lovely film. I was introduced to this film by my ex-boyfriend, but it's
Mm.
okay. It's all good.
Still love
But
the
there-
movie though, so it can't be that bad.
It's true. It's true. It made it on the list. No, that's such a cute little film, and I've revisited it once since watching it that first time, and every time it's like, oh, that was cute. Like that was so sweet. So big fan of this little film. And then I am going to do action and horror, and I am going to go with The Wailing.
Oh, Emma, that's the other horror movie that I was between.
Oh,
I love The Wailing. Yeah.
The
Wailing
Wailing.
is
I've
so good.
never heard of this film.
it's a really wild. Is it a Korean or a Japanese or Korean
I
film?
believe. Yep.
Okay.
Man, it's a wild ride from start to finish, and a very, very highly rated film on
Yeah.
Letterboxd. So I definitely
Yeah.
recommend this.
Okay.
Yeah,
Let's-
I recommended this movie to anyone I can because I was blown away when I first encountered it.
A stranger arrives in a little village, and soon after, a mysterious sickness starts spreading. A policeman is drawn into the incident and is forced to solve the mystery in order to save his daughter. Ooh, I love it.
Doesn't
Okay.
give you a whole lot, but
It's
recommend.
intriguing.
I
It's
recommend.
intriguing. Okay.
Yeah, just let that one wash over you. Just
pick.
sit down late at night. It's it's a lot.
Okay. I've got action, horror, and wild card left. Now, this really is a question of what I fear people might take. If I want to play a little defense, or do I want to get? What do I want to do?
You're
What's
trying to
out there?
take away from Bobby and Des?
I would never.
Hmm.
I would never do
Hmm.
such a thing.
Really?
just-
How will the audience take that?
I don't have a great concern that my action horror movie will be picked by the remaining people.
Profiling.
Yeah,
exactly.
Danny included in that list. Like, I just don't. I don't even think Danny's seen this movie. At least not logged in on Letterboxd.
And he's never seen a movie.
He just keeps going.
No
Never
surprise.
beating the allegations.
Yeah,
So it happens
You're
when
down-
you were in middle school in 2016.
You're down
okay?
bad.
This is true. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's so funny.
I also just like don't. I don't want to bite my nails for like 7 picks here and hope that it comes back to me. When in reality, I can have wild card and just do what I want later. So
Watch you say the movie and like no one says anything.
And that's
I'm gonna-
very likely.
It's gonna
I
happen.
promise. I've
I'm-
seen it happen.
I'm almost 100% sure that is where we're headed.
I've seen
But
it
I couldn't-
happen so many times.
I could. I couldn't live with myself if I slipped that. It's really the only one I want in this category. There's another I guess I could take, but I'm just like not vibing with that. So in action horror, I'm gonna be taking The Accountant.
Damn. I'm just
Yo,
joking.
let's
That was never ever going to happen. for me.
God damn it!
For the record, I have seen it,
You're safe.
Oh my god!
Yay.
Good man.
Yay.
but I was not taking it. No.
This movie's good, guys. This movie's
Are
good.
you,
I
are
watched
you
it
going
on
for
a
more
plane.
relevancy with Accountant 2 on the line?
I'm just trying to hit all of the quadrants for the voters.
These are all
here, okay?
SEO picks. Ethan.
These are
Yeah.
good. These are good picks. Look, I'm gonna tag this episode on YouTube with Ben Affleck, The Accountant, all of the things that will matter. I saw The Accountant for the very first time flying recently to Boston in preparation for The Accountant 2, which I have not seen. But I watched it on my phone, and I gotta be honest with you guys, teared up a little bit at the end. Ben Affleck, John Bernthal, they're just brothers, you know? They were just pitted on two sides of the illegal law. Okay, I like The Accountant.
I bet.
I think that was a great. Okay, it's a great pick. Thanks, guys.
I'm so happy for you that you're happy
Sick.
with your selection.
I am literally. I don't want to give it away. I'm overflowing with joy with what my team looks like right now, which means I will come in last place because people who listen to this, they're just like, no fucking way that guy can win.
No, I'm on here, so I will come in last place every time. I'm confident.
I don't know, Bobby. You might have a better shot than me.
Bobby
Oh,
might
you don't
be
know.
last place in this race, but
Mhm.
she's first place in most beautiful. So I think
Can I reveal something I've never revealed on this podcast before? We function as much as the Academy does in the fact that we never reveal the true statistics of our voting. We just say the winner. And sometimes it's insinuated that it's by a landslide or by a little bit, but we never quite know exactly. Bobby, most recently on for the Best Picture Losers draft, I will just let you know, you came in second to last, and I
Oh.
came in last. You
First of all-
out-tallied me by 3 times the amount of votes.
Nice.
So
Damn.
let it be known, the people can't see me win. They hate me.
that's crazy.
They
This
hate
is like
me.
your own podcast too.
Yeah.
That's
That's
so
rude.
that's the
It's-
problem. I should take a
very
hiatus
rude.
from this show and then come
Well,
back.
First of all, that was a
let
crazy
Danny
setup.
host.
It would be equally as unorganized, maybe.
First of all, Ethan, that was a crazy setup because I was like second to last. I was like,
Oh,
Oh.
gotcha.
Humbled.
So sorry.
God,
Yeah.
Very much
damn.
humbled.
But the point I'm trying to get
okay.
across is you beat me out by 3 times the amount of votes. So like, don't tell me about coming in last, you know? I know
What
better
about the
than
other
any.
podcasts I've been on?
I
Got
don't,
the data on that?
information's buried too deep, Bobby. I can't
I
access
love-
it. Too
I
many
love the
tabs.
information of like Ethan's overall record too. He's like 3 and like 60 something or something.
Okay,
Like that.
I'm 4. I'm 4 and 71. Let's clear
Ooh.
the slate here. Or
Okay,
70,
all
I
right.
guess. Is this 70? Are we on 70? Great
Put some
question.
respect on it, please.
Put some respect on that
Yeah.
extra win. God damn.
4 and 71.
We are
Wow.
71. Yeah, so about to be 5 and 72, hopefully.
Oh,
Well,
Mm,
No, okay.
Feels unlikely.
you know what? That poll
Feels
for the
unlikely.
accountant, that might have secured the win for you.
Statistically,
Where are my
feels
accountant heads at?
unlikely.
I'm gonna
When
find
I-
the hive.
when I buy those bots who can just vote against you, then we'll see.
I will actually respond to our own poll, and I'll just at Grok, and I'll just be like, at Grok, who won this draft?
Oh my
It'll
God.
tell me me.
Oh,
Oh.
turning to AI. Oh,
Yikes. Now that's
Can't
the
how
entity,
you, that's
the
how you
entity
lose
already hates
forever.
me. The entity already hates me. They speak. I'm sure
Mm.
they're mixed up
The
together.
entity, like they're the boogeyman.
Don't mess around with the entity. It's very real. Ethan Hunt lives on. Bobby, I think you have a pick. I think that's where we're at.
Oh God. I mean, really, I can kind of just mess around for the rest of this episode. I'm not gonna lie. Well, I might. You know,
I'm never gonna reveal that data now. Not taking it seriously.
I am taking. I told you I got my top picks in drama and comedy. I'm good. I'm coasting. Okay, I'm gonna do my. I'm gonna do my wild card pick, and my wild card pick is Hidden Figures.
I love that movie.
Ooh.
Great movie.
Mhm. Yeah, it was in my Oscar nom, but I realized with wild card I can do whatever I want, so it goes there. But yeah, Hidden Figures, amazing movie, important film. I think I saw it. I think I might have seen it in when I was still in high school. Like I think they might have like shown it to us somehow, either high school or like first semester college. But I remember seeing it, and Taraji P. Henson in that movie is incredible. I think about that monologue that she gives all the time that has now been like kind of bastardized and turned into a TikTok sound, but
Yes.
the weight of that monologue has not been like messed with. It's just so good. So yeah, love it. Black
Should've
women in film.
She should have been nominated for that.
Yeah, she should have. She really should have.
What's Janelle Monáe up to? Hasn't made a movie since Glass Onion.
Being beautiful.
Yeah, on red carpets.
Slaying the Met Gala.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that's a full-time job.
Can't argue those things.
That takes
Thanks,
a year
guys.
to
Good
prepare.
input. Round the year. Yeah, round the clock. Des, you have a pick.
It is my turn.
You
and
cannot
I'm
have
gonna
the accountant.
go-
It's been drafted.
Damn. Okay. I'm gonna choose my Oscar nom, and I'm gonna go with 20th Century Women.
Oh, that
Damn.
was my next pick.
Damn, that sucks.
No A24 is safe when I'm here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was gonna say collecting those A24 movies like they're Infinity Stones.
I've got it. That movie, Mike Mills. I like am crying every single time I watch that movie, and I've seen it more than a handful, of times. Just the storytelling of women at so many different ages and stages of their life, and them being all family, and how they interact with each other. I feel like it really gets something for everyone. You might not relate to all of it, but you'll see a piece of yourself or a piece of your family in there. And I think that kind of just really like reaches out to everyone and makes it a really homey movie.
It's a really good movie.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Dang it. Mike
Sorry.
Mills needs to make another movie too. What did he make last? Come on.
Yeah, he's got something in production, I
Did he?
think.
Does he? Come on came out in 2021. That was like during the early years of pandemic. So I think like criminally underseen. Incredible movie.
That was a great movie too.
Okay. Danny, finish up your team. Back to back.
All right. I was legitimately picking 20th Century Women next with my wild card. So excellent pick, Des. I would have loved to have it on my team, but I'm glad it got picked. It's a really beautiful movie. So I'm gonna stick with wild card. I had a couple other wild card options. I'm gonna go with. It's in my top 5 from this year, so I'm gonna just. I don't know how widely beloved the movie is, but I love it, so I'm gonna go with it. Patterson by Jim Jarmusch.
Ooh, great pick.
Adam Driver's
Adam Driver.
one of his best performances, I would say. I think it's a really beautiful, quiet, subtle movie about the details and mundanity of life.
It's a great pick.
I've not seen this film.
Ooh, you should watch it, Emma. All right.
He's a poet bus driver? That's what he does in this film?
He is a poet bus driver, correct.
Okay. I'm in.
All right. Well, that leaves me with box office, the aforementioned category that I really do not feel passionate about. There is, by my count, 28 options available. 2 of them I like, and they are both off the board. So leaves me in a tough spot. But one of them I just, by principle, I just don't want to choose a Marvel movie because anyone who knows me personally just knows that would look wild on my board. So I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go with Doctor Strange.
Oh wow.
Okay.
Wow.
It's
right after you said you don't want a Marvel movie. That's fine. That's fair.
Doctor Strange is my favorite character, I would say, within the MCU. And while I don't think those movies are amazing, they are better than the median for me. And that's kind of where I'm at with these options on what's available for $100 million gross. It was either that or the Angry Birds movie at this point. So
Oh,
I'm frankly surprised you didn't choose Bad Moms. That was a shoo-in.
I looked at that. No, I was actually my other one. I was between The Conjuring 2 and Doctor Strange.
Oh. No Suicide Squad for anyone?
Yeah, where's the Suicide Squad love?
Could have been also in the Oscar nom category.
That would have been deranged. That would have been really cool. Okay. First one to finish your squad. Well done. Yeah. Now everybody else has to finish up. Des, you're next.
Okay. Now, just to clarify and make sure before I lock in this last one, because it is a wild card, the movie has to have had some sort of release in theaters. It can't be just TV, digital. It is very known. So, I think it should count, even though it did not get a theatrical release.
Throw it out there. What do we got?
Okay. I'm shooting for Beyonce's Lemonade.
Oh, period. You got to let that through, Ethan. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Yes, you really do.
I'm so sorry.
You have to.
Ethan, you got a lot of pressure on you, and you only have one correct decision.
I have a direct link to the Beehive.
So what I'm seeing here is that both Des and Emma have rated this 5 stars on Letterboxd.
You're so fast.
I would.
So
yeah, that was
literally.
What did you type?
I actually don't type. I have Letterboxd hooked up. It's a neuro link to my brain. I just think about it.
Screaming.
This poses an interesting quandary. Digital.
I did come across this when I was looking at things this morning and wondered if that would come up.
The second visual album. A collection of short films.
And it was a visual album.
Last time we got visuals.
I remember. Oh, I know.
It was HBO. Is that correct? It was on HBO.
Was. I remember where I was.
I do
too.
It
was
in my college dorm.
So where can I watch this right now? Can I watch this on HBO Max? That it is now called.
Can you?
2 days ago, you couldn't.
I'm not sure if you can watch it.
No, you can.
What?
I think it was
you guys have intrigued me. I don't listen to Beyonce.
I think it. Well, okay.
I'm sorry.
I think it was kind of like a you have to be there kind of event.
Yeah, it does say it's not available for streaming on justwatch.com.
It's lost media.
I don't know if that
means
really.
The importance of physical discs.
Just like her Renaissance concert film, Lost Media.
And On the Run.
Makes me sick. Please. I need it.
There has yet to be a decision.
What do you
I'll
mean?
allow it. I would never.
I have a really good follow-up choice if lemonade's
Oh,
not
no.
allowed.
No. I love it. I love the
Oh.
ingenuity of the wild card slot.
I think
and
using
I think
the
that's
wild card
exactly
slot
what it
makes a
is
lot of
for.
sense.
That was
Yeah.
smart. That was
Thank
smart.
That's the
you.
most
Thank
creative way
you.
I've seen it used. Yeah.
100% agree. I think you can watch it on Tidal.
Oh.
Of course
right.
you can.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
sure.
no
Of course.
one's watching it on Tidal.
Does
Rock
Tidal
Nation, you
still
will
exist?
crumble.
I haven't
Internet
heard.
Archive.
I have not heard
Wait, you can-
Tidal in years.
I found it. You can watch it on this place called archive.org. There we
Oh,
go.
shout out to
Internet
archive.org.
Yes.
Ooh,
I
should
have
I watch
watched
this
things
tonight?
on there before.
Yeah, you really should.
Yeah.
Let me ask
Donate
you
to
a-
archive.org.
This is a real Beyonce question. I'm just not part of the Beehive. I'm so sorry. I don't know what to tell you. Can I just watch this without being formally part of the Beyonce people? Will I understand what's happening, or should I
Oh,
listen to
yeah.
music first?
Well, the film itself, it's a collection of short films, but they're each kind of related to a song from the album Lemonade itself.
Okay.
And it's kind of like each interlude is a little bit of like poetry in a
Okay.
sense, and also literally, but it's visually stunning. And it's
Okay.
oh my god, no,
It's-
you have to experience it.
It sounds awesome. I would like to watch it. You saying that, unfortunately, gives me a little PTSD from watching Hurry Up Tomorrow last night. Emma, I know you saw this as well. Not ideal.
I'm so sorry.
So
This
maybe I
is
watch this
so
to
much
cleanse the
better.
concert palette. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like maybe I reset things in my own world here.
See
Okay.
what
I
one
mean,
of the
real-
best living artists can do
Yeah.
for you.
Mhm.
Okay, good. Great pick.
I mean, if you're
guys.
if you're cleansing a concert palette outside of 2016, Beyonce's Homecoming.
Do that after. Lemonade.
Yes.
Yeah.
That
Got
one's
you.
on Netflix. That one you can
Yes.
more easily watch.
Oh, that's a visual thing too.
It's a concert.
That was
Yeah, it
her.
was-
That was her Coachella performance.
Mhm.
Oh wow. Okay.
Mhm.
That's a lot of homework. I don't have time for that, but I'll get to it eventually.
Got it. Okay.
Cool. Really ingenious pick for the wild card. Okay, Bobby, I think you have action horror you have to pick.
Yes, I do. I don't know how to follow that. Lemonade is such a good pick. That's
Yeah, it
such
really
a good
was.
pick.
You.
Oh my gosh. Okay. For action horror, I'm going to go with The Love Witch.
What is
Ooh,
this?
that was on my list too.
Horror comedy, very, very good. Costuming, stunning.
Yeah.
Great pick,
Stunning.
Yeah. This has been on my watch list for a very long time.
Yeah. Had TikTok in a chokehold a couple years ago because of the aesthetics of the film, because of the costume design and
Mhm.
like hair, makeup, and costuming and all that jazz. If for nothing else, watch it for that because it's just beautiful, gorgeous.
I just
I'm
added it to
putting
my
this
watch
on the watch
list.
list. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I gotta finish out my team here. It's not looking great. Not looking great.
No, don't say that.
No, my team's looking fine. I'm just talking about the slate, like what's left. You know,
Oh,
there's not a lot left.
Oh,
It's like there's just
Oh.
We all agreed. We were like, yeah, no, your team is weak. Yeah, and he's like,
it's like whoa, guys,
that's
hold
not what I
on.
meant. That's not what I meant.
There's a movie that I want to pick because I remember liking it, but it is unfortunately directed by Todd Phillips, who I don't really want to be known as having on my team right now. So I don't know what to do. Oh, although Ana de Armas and Bradley Cooper are in that movie. Wow. The push and pull. Holy cow. You guys are giving me a lot to work with. Thanks.
I mean, do you want me to bring up you like drafting another Bradley Cooper film last and just
That was good. I stand by that. That was great.
I know you do. You picked it. That was crazy.
It's true.
there is a movie that hasn't been picked yet that I'm really shocked about. Not gonna lie,
What?
Kind of gone across a few different categories, and
Okay, hold on. What movie is this? You can just tell
Now we
me.
gotta go
Well-
find it.
absolutely not.
I'm gonna hunt this down.
Sorry, you're already killing the game with the accountant.
Oh,
So I can't have you really soaring past all of us at this point.
joke's on you guys. Count's a good movie. I don't know what we're talking about here. All right. I'm gonna go with a movie that I think enough people have seen, popular enough that I actually like. I stand by. It's like one of my favorite movies from 2016. In Wildcard, I will be taking Swiss Army Man from the Daniels.
Oh, that's a fun one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I consider
really
that
fun
movie
movie.
one.
Paul Dano and Harry Potter, and that's a good movie.
Not in Harry Potter.
Guys, I couldn't type and talk at the same time, okay? Now it's up on my letterbox, and now I can tell you exactly who's in this movie. I like this movie a lot. I think the ending doesn't really work, but that's okay. The Daniels, good movie from the Daniels.
Mhm.
I agree.
Okay, Emma, finish us up in the draft.
Oh goodness, I don't know what to end on with Wildcard. I actually have I have all of the picks that I wanted for this. Yay. Do I want
I
to
love that for
be
you.
yeah. Do I want to be so silly or do I want to be a serious film person right now? Big question.
You can't get more silly than me drafting seriously Trolls. So it's nowhere but up from here.
You know what? Because I have a pick on here that I watched with an ex-boyfriend, I should really have a pick on here that I watched with my current boyfriend, or else that would be really, really awkward. I'm going to go with Tony Erdmann. This is the film that I had just watched for the first time the other day, and that I did not log on my letterbox. And Sam, this is for you.
That's iconic, Emma.
Wow. Okay. What movie is this? Tony Erdmann? I've
Tony
never heard of this
Erdmann.
film.
Yes, this is a German film, kind of a deep cut, but it stars
Wow.
Sandra Hüller.
Sandra Hüller.
Yes, and it's
Okay.
a really
Oh.
goofy film. It's like this woman, like very serious businesswoman, who has a very unserious dad who like keeps pestering her and is just like always showing up dressed as this like costumed character, and he wreaks so much havoc in her life. It's kind of a hoot. It's very funny. And it was nominated for Best
Yeah.
International Feature
Foreign
that year
language
too.
film, yeah.
Yeah. So
Wow.
I just watched this.
That's incredible. Yeah, watch listed.
it's very silly. So I highly recommend it. And yeah, Sam, this was for you. Otherwise, we would have been having a very awkward conversation about which films we picked tonight.
Congratulations. This is great. I'm glad that all is well in your world.
Thank you.
This was a great pick. We've completed the 2016 movie draft here on the Movie Draft Podcast.
Yay.
A lot of movies have been picked. A lot of movies that other people wanted were picked by other people. I think it's fair to say. Let's run through our teams and we'll do a quick honorable mentions if anybody has any. Emma, would you walk us through your team? Tell us what movie you got and what category you took it in.
Of course. So I took Moonlight for the Oscar nom category. As I said earlier, amazing film. Then I went with Edge of 17 for comedy, Moana for box office, Sing Street for drama, The Wailing for action horror, and Tony Erdmann for wild card.
In drama, I chose La La Land. For Oscar nom, I chose a Martin Scorsese movie, Silence. I don't think any of you have ever heard of it, apparently. For box office, I chose Rogue One, A Star Wars Story. In comedy, I picked Everybody Wants Some. For action horror, I picked The Accountant. And for wild card, I chose Swiss Army Man. Bobbi, what about your team?
For drama, I drafted The Handmaiden. For comedy, I drafted The Nice Guys. For action horror, I got The Love Witch. For box office, I got Trolls. For Oscar nom, I got Jackie. And wild card, I got Hidden Figures.
Des, what about your team?
For horror, I got The Witch. For drama, I got Green Room. Comedy, Pop Star Never Stop, Never Stopping. For box office, I got Captain America Civil War. Oscar nom, 20th Century Women, and wildcard, Beyonce's Lemonade.
Danny, what about your team?
For drama, I got Arrival, comedy, The Lobster, Oscar nom, Manchester by the Sea, action horror, Train to Busan, wildcard, Patterson, and box office, Doctor Strange.
I am being super duper honest right now. I think Dez has the strongest team here. Drafted incredibly well.
He does have great picks here.
Nobody, what? Guys, that was real. I'm being honest. I don't know. What do you want out of that? I'm being real.
What did I say when I
You
got
came,
here?
you came to win, and I'm just
It did
letting
come
you
to
know,
win.
based on the immediate results that I see, it looks like you drafted quite well. Will the people
Thank you.
agree? Who's to say? But I look at your team and I'm like, damn, yeah, really good movies.
Thank you.
Okay. Any honorable mentions that anybody wants to say that were not drafted? Anything out there?
I'm kind of surprised, and correct me if I'm wrong. I'm surprised no one picked Zootopia because I feel like people
Eligible.
adored that movie like back in
Mhm.
2016.
Propaganda. No thanks.
That's true. That's true.
Okay. That's one way to go. Isn't there a TV show based on Zootopia? Like, I think they just ran that a little bit, that IP a little bit far.
I think
They're
There's a
coming
new
out with
one
a
coming
second one.
out.
Yeah.
Just
Oh, yeah,
shocking
that's
that
right.
is an IP that extended itself beyond one movie.
Danny, it's a whole
Mhm.
zoo. What do you expect?
It's
You know?
it's
Oh,
super
zoo.
big in China. That's why it's
Yeah.
massive. Like it did really, really well
They
in
just-
China.
Eat up sloth DMV workers over there or what? I don't know.
Stop. I do crack up at that scene. I'm not gonna lie. That shit had me crying.
Oh, wow. That was a good one. That was really funny. Does anybody have any other honorable mentions?
What was
for
the one that somebody mentioned that there was one that they were surprised didn't go earlier and could go in a few categories?
Oh, that was me, and I was thinking Nocturnal Animals.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Had that in my radar.
Oh,
Thought about it.
Yeah.
I don't think it's like well looked at. You know what I mean? Like I think there's a lot of ill will towards that movie.
That's true.
That's
I feel
fair.
like it
I love Michael Shannon so much.
Nominated for
so,
an Oscar in that film.
Yeah. Incredible.
Yeah, I
woman.
did. I should have stuck to my Jake G guns. Damn. That would have been good.
I had
Um,
Split as an honorable mention.
I did too.
Or
Mm.
yeah,
Split.
James McAvoy.
Mm-hmm.
No, I know what the movie is. It just wasn't on my
Okay,
short
well.
list.
I just wanted to say James McAvoy because that would have been my reason if I picked it.
Yeah. Another Anya Taylor-Joy movie from 2016.
Yeah, baby Anya Taylor-Joy.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Another horror that I was considering for wild card if I didn't get Lemonade was 10 Cloverfield Lane.
Oh
I
yeah.
thought that was going to go super early.
I like
that
I was
movie.
gonna pick that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My Oscar nom honorable mention, one that I really wanted to go with but just couldn't fit into my team, was My Life as a Zucchini. I
Yes.
Yeah.
love that movie.
Mm-hmm.
Celine Sciamma wrote it. I know Ethan probably hates it because it's animation.
Hey man, I haven't even
Damn.
seen it. Okay, I can't judge
Mhm.
something until I've seen it, but it doesn't look
Mhm.
like it's for me.
Oh,
Because it's animated. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, it looks
It-
honestly too sad for me.
it is a little bit emotionally devastating.
Mhm.
It's only like 60 minutes and will still make you cry. Also, it comes with it's like a bonus movie in is it in the Portrait of a Lady on Fire criterion? I can't remember which one it is, but like there's a criterion that you can get and it comes as like a bonus, which is like a whole
Oh.
another criterion on its own.
Wow,
Mm.
that's
That's-
cool.
That's cool. I didn't know that.
That was
Helping out animation any way they can, throwing in bonus discs. You know, try to get more people to
Piss
watch.
me
oh, this
Please don't
guy.
piss me off. Ethan.
Oh, it's
You
not.
need
I'm
to-
sorry, it's
You
not.
need to watch Troll right away.
Yeah,
It's not
Just
Portrait of
a
a Lady
pound
on
of the
Fire. It's
trolls.
with Petite Maman is
Mm.
the criterion that. It
Oh,
comes.
wait,
So
I
it's
have
like
that.
it's like a 2-for-1.
wow, that's pretty cool.
Two great
Mm.
movies.
How cute.
Okay, did you guys all do honorable mentions? Bobby, did you have some you want to throw out?
I said Split.
Split. Okay, that was the one. A couple that were on my short list that nobody talked about. War Dogs was the Todd Phillips movie. The Founder, Michael Keaton. Lady Macbeth was never going to get picked, but I saw it recently.
Yeah.
It's interesting. It's worth.
I had it on my list.
Okay. Yeah. It's worth noting. I
Mhm.
think Florence Pugh is like quite good in it, actually. Hunt for the Wilder People I had in
Yeah.
comedy.
Mhm.
I was close on that too.
I think for action horror, Terrifier could have been like a really good like horror pick. I know that a lot of people out there love Terrifier. It's not for me, but I know those people like it. I think the biggest like Oscar noms that didn't get talked about, probably Hacksaw Ridge and Fences and Hail Caesar did not get talked about. And then I think honestly, like a lot of IP that we, of course, just like didn't go down the list of. Finding Dory, The Jungle Book, Deadpool, Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice, Fantastic Beasts kicks off this year, Star Trek Beyond, X-Men Apocalypse, Kung Fu Panda 3, lots of really crazy IP that just comes out in 2016.
Stinkers.
Yeah, it's tough beat for all of these. Sing comes out, which kicks off a whole IP franchise as well. Lots of those going on. Okay. I think we had a really good draft. This was a great, productive exercise. Regardless of how you feel about the accountant, I think we're all friends here. Thank you. Okay, yeah. Thank you, everybody.
Better
Thank
than
you,
the
Bobby.
accountant, too.
Thank you. Thank you, Des. Thank you, Danny. Thank you, Emma, for joining the draft. Bobby, if people want to find more of you, where can they find you at?
I guess no thank you to me for coming on. Everyone else?
Thank you to Bobby. You were number one. You were number one.
Was I?
Everybody was too busy slamming my takes. Didn't hear it. Look in the doc. It's right there. Thank you to Bobby. First one on the list.
Thank you. Okay, well, I didn't hear it. Anyways, you can find me on YouTube at Culture Kitsch, or you can find me on Twitter at HiIamBobbi, HiIamBobbi. And if you're interested in this show, Interview with the Vampire from AMC, I just premiered a podcast called Just Start the Tape, which is a rewatch podcast for that show. So please listen to it. Thank you.
Very cool.
Super exciting. Yeah. Go check it out. Des, if people want to find more of you, where can they find you at?
They can find me on Letterboxd and Instagram at Movies with Des, and that's Des with an S. Twitter, you know what? I'm going to change my name on there. It's the same thing. Movies with Des with an S. And then on my podcast called What's On Tonight, it's a film podcast of recommendations on things to watch.
I got to be honest, you have the best podcast graphics that come across my
They're
timeline.
so good.
Every time I see, I'm
so
just like,
good.
like, damn, Des's pod is they're cooking fire over there in the graphics
Oh my God,
department.
thank you.
Yeah, it's incredible stuff. Danny, if people want to find more of you, where can they find you at?
Yes, you can find me at our podcast at The Rolling Tape alongside Ethan. If for some reason you want to hear more of me and Ethan talking together.
Except when it comes to Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning, which you will not allow me on because I think it's a great movie. And nobody else on this planet does, apparently.
Just
That's
zero
neither here nor
context. Just a blatant bending of the actual facts of the situation.
I will give 10 seconds of context here. The Discord that we are in for the Rolling Tape, nobody will move their recording time for the Final Reckoning pod to accommodate the only person on the team who likes that movie. Let that be known. I am being silenced. I'm being silenced when it comes to my takes on Ethan Hunt and The Entity.
Still think that's
I don't
a very
appreciate it.
biased position on the actual scheduling process. But nevertheless, at The Rolling Tape, we have weekly reviews, many more shows as well. You can find me personally at DTJ Cinema on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, and at Danny Jarabek on Letterboxd.
Nice.
And Emma, if people want to find more of you, where can they find you at?
You can find me on Twitter at Ema_Sasic, Letterboxd and Instagram at Ema Sasic. I do a bunch of reviews at Next Best Picture. I have my own little podcast called Weekly Pop with my friend Kevin, where we're chaotic. And thank you for having me on the show.
Absolutely. It's a pleasure. We got to do a movie draft pod and Next Best Picture pod super draft. We got to get you, Matt, and Gio on the same pod because you guys have all been on separate drafts now, which would be the ultimate chaos. One day that'll happen.
Yes.
Be sure to listen and subscribe to the Movie Draft Podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts. We are also now on YouTube with video, so you can subscribe to us over there and watch us hash it out about these films. New episodes will be released weekly on Tuesdays. We'll see you then.
What is the Oscar nom though?
What do you mean? Like, are there categories? Yes, it's in the doc. Sorry.
Oh,
There are 6 categories to draft from. Did you
This
not know
man
this?
is so
Did not know
unprepared
that.
for
You are
this.
so
No,
you
no.
texted. Okay, I woke up to a text from you asking about this very thing, and I was like, "Yeah, dude, I'm happy to help you." And you're like, "Okay, cool, I'm ready."
I stopped after the banter. I
Damn, that's
stopped after the
crazy.
banter.
I
Yeah.
still
I
said,
said,
okay,
okay,
the
what am I
banter.
doing here?
Tough.
This
What
is
is a movie in 2016?
Wow.
I'm gonna be honest, I was looking at all of 2016. I was not zoned in
You
on
just think we're gonna
categories.
free flow this thing? Just be like, pick whatever you want.
Let's just talk about 1,500 movies tonight.
Somehow I read everything else in the doc except that.
All right.
I visually skipped over that part.